Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. The recipe that we're doing together today is cream cheese chocolate brownies. And they're basically everything that the name indicates, and an excellent brownie to have over the holidays. It's rich and chewy, so without further ado, let's get right to making this. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Let's start by making the cherry cheesecake layer first. Add 1 block or about 4 ounces of cream cheese to the large mixing bowl. Then add 1 medium egg. Use the paddle attachment for this and beat that together until it's well incorporated. Then add half a cup of white sugar. And mix that together a little bit. Then I add 2 tablespoons of flour. And this is all-purpose flour. And once again, mix it until it's well incorporated. And you can see the nice smooth texture that this makes. And you'll need to chop up some maraschino cherries. Make sure that the juice is drained off well, so I put them on a paper towel and pat them dry a little bit. Then add 2/3 of a cup of chopped maraschino cherries to the batter. And I still mix it with the paddle attachment because you only need to mix it a very little bit. Then I remove the paddle attachment. And I take a large spoon and stir it a little bit and put it into a little bowl and set it aside until we're ready to use it. Alright, so onto the chocolate brownie layer. Now add 2 medium eggs to the mixing bowl. This is where it's nice if you have 2 mixing bowls to use so you don't have to wash it out in between. Anyway, on to doing the recipe. You just mix those eggs until they're nice and frothy. I just used the whisk attachment and I whisk it for about a minute. Now then we need to add 1 cup of white sugar. And also about 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. Then 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And half a cup of chopped walnuts. And I continue to use the whisk attachment just to mix those in. And it only takes a minute or two just to get those incorporated into the batter. And of course the texture will be a little bit crumbly. So we need to take a half a cup of hard butter now and melt it in a saucepan. Then add 1/4 of a cup of cocoa. And you can sift the cocoa if you feel like you need to. I didn't, I just melted it in with the butter and it turned out quite smooth. Just stir it constantly while it's melting. And don't let it get too hot. Then add that mixture to the batter. I use the whisk attachment just to mix it a little bit, because you don't want to overmix a brownie mixture. Then remove the whisk attachment. Take a spoon and just stir it to make sure that there's no lumps in it. Now I'm using a silicone pan, a 9 by 9 inch pan. I did put parchment down, but you don't have to do that. And lightly grease the sides and bottom of your pan. If it's a metal pan, that's extremely important. So start by spreading about 2/3 of the brownie mixture in the bottom of your pan. And this will form your first layer. Of course, you'll want to take a spoon and spread it out so that it's nice and even. And make sure that it covers the entire bottom of the pan. Now then we'll take the cream cheese mixture and we'll spoon mounds of it in on top of the brownie mixture. And each mound will be approximately a tablespoon each. And you just keep doing that until you've used up all the mixture. Then take the remaining brownie mixture and add spoonfuls of that over the top to use up the rest of it. And this will have a little bit of a patchy appearance, but I also take a spoon and just kind of spread it out to make sure it gets to the sides a little bit, but don't overdo that. You want to make sure that it bakes nice and even. Put that in your oven that's been preheated at 350 degrees. And place it on the middle rack. And you'll have to wait for about 30 minutes for this to be fully baked, or until the edges pull away from the sides of the pan. Then you'll know it's done. Then we'll move on to making milk chocolate glaze for on top. And this can be done right away because you melt the chocolate and simply spread it over the top. And I'm using 4 Hershey chocolate bars right here, and I've just taken and melted them in the microwave. And I only do it for a few seconds at a time on high and stir it until it melts the rest of the way. And it should be nice and creamy and smooth like this. Then spoon it or pour it on top of your bars and spread it out until it's reached every corner. Next, you'll place it in the fridge and chill it for a few minutes until it's set. And then remove it from the fridge. Just loosen the sides a little bit and remove the brownies from the pan. And if you've used parchment paper, remove that also. And then you're ready to cut your squares in whatever sizes you'd like them to be. Now this is exciting because this will tell you what they look like inside. Look at this. This is one attractive square, and it looks really nice when it's plated with other squares at Christmas time as well. And of course this can be made anytime during the year, but it's often made at holidays because it is so rich and so chewy that it's quite a treat and usually kept for a special time of the year. So why not make it up now? It's Christmas time. So I just want to say a special Merry Christmas to everybody and a healthy and happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching this channel and the support that you've given throughout this year. And I know I couldn't have done it without you, so I feel blessed. So now go make some of these squares. There's still time. And happy eating.